Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. I want to thank Making Melvin for this information. He gets as excited as I do when it comes to battery swapping because we understand that this is the only winning business model. This is what's going to cause us to be numero uno. And as we see, Neo continues, and I've always said this in the past, the reason why we'll be number one is not only because of battery swapping, but because we spend so much on research and development to stay ahead, and we see what's happening with other EV makers. I've said this in the past, research and development, why others are saying cash burn. I kept saying that we need to do this because when this is not a car, this is a computer on wheels. As we see JU, what's happening to Volkswagen, Mercedes, they're going to continue to crumble unless they come aboard. And what's also happening? Well, NEO reaches our 60 millionth battery swap service milestone. Yes, you heard that right. 60 million. Remember when the shorts were saying, oh, it's cash burn, it's a waste. You should focus on just making cars, they say. Just make EVs. Don't make phones. Don't make in-house chips. Because they saw what was coming. And I saw a report where they're talking about how Tesla has become a meme stock. That's all it is now. And Kathy Wood sold another 30 million plus shares again. No, sorry, 30,000 plus shares again yesterday. She sold 50,000 the day before, and she just keeps offloading at these high prices, knowing that it's way overpriced and it has become a meme stock. So NEO reached its 60 million battery swap service today, about 4 months after its 50 millionth service. This is how fast we're scaling up now. And this is nothing compared to when we scale up our Onvo, our Firefly, our 6 and 7 seater. We come out with our new platform NT 3.0. When it comes to the NEO brand, NEO reached its 60 million swap service today, about 4 months after it reached the 50 millionth service. This is incredible. People don't even realize what's happening, and it's happening right before them. This is what you call the sheep syndrome, where bah, bah. Yes, it is. It's the sheep syndrome. The new milestone for the Chinese electric vehicle maker was reached at about 9:06 p.m. Beijing time. And I call it the sheep syndrome because as the wolf approaches, the sheep don't even understand and just stand there to be killed. And that's what's happening with them with Tesla. They will lose everything unless Tesla turns around and teams up with us for battery swapping or start innovating at a massive rate, which I don't see happening. Even though they have a research and development plant in China, understanding that that's where they'll grow, that's where the tech is, that's where the innovation is. Because sadly here in America, we're in the Flintstone era. The new milestone for the Chinese electric vehicle maker was reached at about 9:06 p.m. Beijing time on December 13th, according to real-time data from its charging map. And my subscriber, Money Making Melvin, already sent me a screenshot of this while I was asleep. As of today, NEO has 2,785 battery swap stations in China. You heard that right. They added another 6 yesterday. 909 of which are located along highways, strategically located. At its year-end media meet yesterday, NEO founder, chairman, and CEO William Lee said the company expects to add a total of about 200 new battery swap stations this month. You guys heard that right. 200. From January through November, NEO added 424 battery swap stations in China. But it says we expect it to add a total of about 200 new battery swap stations this month. Also, in November, NEO provided 2,318,053 battery swap services. NEO completed its first battery swap station in Shenzhen on May 20th, 2018, and has continued to advance the facility in subsequent years, whilst others were saying it's cash burn, they should stop. It took 29 months to complete. The first 1 million battery swap, 29 months to complete 1 million. And the service reached the 10 million milestone on June 4, 2022, 4 years after it was first available. That's how fast we're scaling up now compared to the past. That's why the CEO is saying by 2026, profitability by 2026. So it'll probably be before that. On April 3rd, 2023, NIO reached a cumulative total of 20 million battery swap services, 9 months or 273 days from the 10 millionth milestone. That's how quickly this thing is being adopted. And this is why Chang'an, Cherry, Geely, SAIC, Hongqi, and so many more have already joined us, and so many more are lined up. On October 9, 2023, NIO reached a cumulative total of 30 million battery swaps, 6 months from the 20 million. Now you see where I'm going. On March 14 of this year, the company saw battery swap services reach 40 million. On August 5th, the company reached its 50 millionth battery swap service milestone. Woohoo! In November, a total of 27,121 NIO customers used the battery swap service for the first time. Let me say that again. In November, a total of 27,121 NIO customers used the battery swap service for the first time, the company said on December 4th. And Money Making Melvin and I opened up the charging map last night, and it looks like little volcanic eruptions all over it. That's how many of them are using it now. NIO Incorporated delivered 20,575 vehicles in November, including 15,493 under the main NIO brand. So that's how many are adopting our battery swap service. And 5,082 under Envoy, according to figures it announced earlier this month. Responding to a question from CNEV Post at yesterday's media meet, Emperor Lee said the company is confident of meeting its fourth quarter guidance of 72 to 75,000 deliveries. He's still confident, with more than 30,000 to be delivered in December, because we expect that battery situation with BYD to be corrected. Perhaps that's what he's talking about. He said they did scale back on incentives in order to improve margins. While Tesla keeps slashing prices, their margins will decrease. And they're doing that to try to kill the competition. But this is why you see BYD, no matter what he does, BYD has already went past him by leaps and bounds. And this is why I said they have become a meme stock. In its effort to expand overseas, NIO is trying to bring its entire service team in China to other countries. In Europe, NIO's vehicles are already available in 5 markets: Norway, Germany, the Netherlands, Sweden, and Denmark. And I say sadly, that's why here in America we've gone into the dark ages, into the Flintstone era yet again. It's really sad, but we don't have the choice to choose these superior technologies. Our government is preventing us. This is how democracy works in the West, sadly. Yesterday, NIO announced that its first battery swap station in Belgium, its 59th in Europe, went online. NIO has not yet started selling cars in Belgium, but they're paving the way now. They're putting up their battery swap stations. On November 28th, NIO opened its first NIO house in the United Arab Emirates that we know about in Abu Dhabi for the Middle East, the MENA expansion. NIO's first battery swap station in the MENA region would be operational by the end of 2025, the company said at the time. So I hope this video gives you guys confidence to understand that you're getting these share prices at dog cheap, dirt bottom level, even though the company is worth way more than what the share price is reflecting. But this is why I've always told you guys, this is the game Wall Street has played. They tell you to buy something, knowing fully well you shouldn't buy it, so you pump it up for them, and then their friends sell and they rip the rug out from under you. Oh, well, the business scale, the business model is not doing what it's supposed to do, and blah, 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 and then they drag it down after they sell, knowing fully well it's not worth that, and that's what they're doing again. That's why Cathie Wood keeps selling shares of Tesla. So I hope you guys found this video to be informational, inspirational, and motivational yet again. If so, guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up, because it takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we're waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as how the game is played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.